everyone!
Greetings!
Greetings from Cairo, Egypt again.
We're still in Cairo, Egypt.
Yes.
Just like some of you know.
Yes. It was such an amazing, adventurous, amazing, a lot of realization sort of like journey, right? So probably some of you has been following, okay, my social media and my Facebook page, as in like, yeah, how things just take its own course, how the divine has in a way planned, okay, for everything, and how we in a way learn to just go with the flow, and we are exactly enjoying the flow until suddenly today I have everything planned out. We're supposed to go to the mall, we're supposed to have a dinner about the now cruise, okay, with performances and all that, and receive a message, okay, from our travel agent, okay, stating that our flights are confirmed for tonight, right? So it was like such an overwhelming sort of like a moment for us, okay? And we decided on this live.
Correct. Yeah. Just to fill up in case you missed the action in the past couple of days, we were supposed to leave Cairo on Sunday, right? So what we did was we actually went to the airport. Just to fill up, we actually went to the airport, and then once we arrived, we walked into the building, and immediately our guide was told that our flight was cancelled.
Yes.
Right. So apparently that it was too dusty. The sandstorm word was never used for Dubai, where of course was the major transit point for our flight and a lot of flights. So it just so happens our flight was cancelled, and it wasn't, to my knowledge, it wasn't like a lot of flights before and after were cancelled. Of course, in a hub like Dubai, a lot of flights will be affected even for a short duration of closure, right? So it was just so that our flight was scheduled to arrive at a certain time in Dubai, and they declared that it wasn't safe enough for it to go on.
Yes.
And then after that, we came back here. We were told we were rebooked after many hours in the airport. We were rebooked into the flight for tomorrow.
Which is like, wow, we have 3 nights and 3 days extra here. You know, in Chinese we go 3天3夜. That's partying time for me.
So that's the story.
Yeah, that's the story. I think before that, probably you wanted to just say hi, okay, to like people on your feed, because people start to actually send greetings, okay, on Kong Yu's page. Okay?
Hi everyone. Hi Jennifer, Agnes. Hi Doc Sandy, Bella.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Yes, May, Christine Chong.
And Christine Chong also on Kong Yu's page, right? So I see that on my picture, I have So Yi. So Yi equally excited, okay, on our journey itself, okay? So because So Yi actually helped us to communicate with our travel agent in Malaysia, in KL itself, okay, to secure okay, the tickets and to confirm the tickets for us, alright? It was such an overwhelming day. As you can see today also we have like Nicole here, okay? I think, it's her first time going on the live with me, okay? But I think that we have like quite a things, okay, to share. I know it's dinner time back there in Malaysia, okay? But I think both of us have a lot of realizations. I mean, for this round itself, I think Nicole have her lessons and realizations as well.
Definitely a lot.
And it's really, I would say, like heartwarming sort of like realizations, okay? But before that, So Yi is here. Hi on my page, okay? Mei Tan, hello. Okay, Mei Tan says hi. Jessie and Kong Yu. Alicia, okay? Alicia Chachi is here as well. Chao Peng, okay? Chang Feng, hi, okay? Nice to see all of you. And Catherine Huang, alright? So so today's topic itself, okay? We thought of sharing about this additional few days.
Yes. So of course, we've been talking so far, right? Throughout our entire journey, a lot about astrology, spirituality, and also of course feng shui. This was our pet topics and our key areas of expertise, right? And Jessie rightfully said, for many reasons as well, I'm sure she'll share, that now it's time to actually put ourselves in a way to the human test, right? And it's interesting because for many types of tours, right, that come in through here that are arranged, because everything, when you go to areas that are outside of the district, when you go visit temples, pyramids and all that, it has to go through a very proper way, through a lot of basically Egyptian personnel planning these tours and all that. So a lot of times these tours tend to be into a hotel, then after that is the sites, the pyramids, the temples, and then after that you go back to the hotel, you sleep, and then the whole trip is like that. And then essentially you leave Egypt without really, having a chance to really
explore it on your own.
and
Yeah.
experience the real culture of, say, Cairo City, for example.
Yes. Hi, Susin. Okay, Tan Susin is there as well.
Mm.
Yeah. So overall, maybe you share yours first.
So
okay?
we managed to actually one full day, right, hang out in Cairo, super bustling city, right? And I think it's your vantage point to begin is better.
Oh, okay.
That's what
All
you
right.
got.
I mean, for me, it's like I realized the moment that we step out from our like mini coach, okay, that get down to the airport, I see that is the energy on Sunday night itself, right? It was like, wow, what's happening, okay? And it's like people are like, there's a lot of like so-called chaotic energy there, okay?
That's right.
Yeah, and the
At the
moment
hotel?
where we,
At the hotel?
this one is at
okay,
the airport first, okay?
okay.
And then the moment that we step in through the securities, okay, to mention our flight, and then I can sense, even though I don't understand Arabic, but I can sense that, okay, through body language and like communications that they are in a way conveying out to our tour assistants, okay, it is like something is not right, all right? And of course, fair enough, once we step in, all right, we were told that our flight got cancelled, okay? And of course, from that few hours that we are there, we experience, okay, or I personally experience a lot of emotions, right? We have seen people like, of course, cursing and swearing, and they're actually yelling and they're screaming, okay, right in front of the ticketing reservations and ticketing counter. So I can totally understand that, okay? And I was there, we stay as far away as possible, because to me it's like really no point, like in a way, getting emotional into it, because it's like whatever happens, and especially when they told us it's because Dubai somehow, due to some weather condition, okay, it is not allowing landing or takeoff, all right? So we are not the only flight affected, but I can see that it's like, I start observing, okay, the human nature, a lot of like anxiousness, a lot of like anger, and I can totally understand that. So from that point, I realized that, it's another test, okay, another form of like messages that the divine energy or the universe is trying to, in a way, tell me. And I reflected, it's like, for me, if I talk about like years ago, I will honestly say that I could be the one standing in front of the counter, okay, screaming and yelling. I mean, I'm a control freak, okay? So I was reflecting on it as in like how I exactly feel at that moment. And in fact, I felt a bit, I won't say that I'm excited because Nicole will kill me, alright? And later we'll get back to a story. I felt that, wow, so this is how the divine have arranged for us. This is how the divine have actually, in a way, sent us a message that, okay, whatever that you have sinned, okay, is not enough. You have not seen the complete whole picture. So I surrendered myself, okay? I was chilling, I was relaxing. In fact, we were selfieing there. I mean, I know it's not that great, but we were away from the counter and backing the people, so I guess no one really sees that, in a way, that we are like enjoying that moment. But I really take that moment to reflect a lot into things, all right? So how people emotions, and how I always believe that we react the way of what seeds we have within us. And I feel that, right, people feel loss of control.
Yes.
Well, I felt that, and I can totally hear people already say, it's like, what's going to happen, okay? It's like, what am I going to do now? It's like, where am I going to stay? And then some people say, I'm due to work tomorrow. I need to go back to work. I need to get back to Dubai to work. So all these conversations are going on. So I was absorbing it. I was realizing it. I like empathize these people. I can feel them. But at the same time, I come to the core and ask myself, it's like, why people react the way they react, and why people goes into this like a huge sort of like reactions, like really people screaming and bashing. I think it's like they're what?
Yeah, they're banging on the glass.
On the glass, like
counter.
it was so like in a way such a experience for Nicole, right? So I was sitting there with Gong Yu, and Nicole was like observing all these things in near distance, okay?
It's quite a scene.
Yeah, it's really quite a scene, like people banging, okay, on the counter. So to me, it's like I try to feel all these people, and I realize that, okay, we, in a way, grows whatever seeds that we have inside. So I felt that, okay, I really empathize on all these people, I feel them, and I realized the issues when we react in such a way is because we have like that seed of not in control in our life. Right, we feel, I can understand that people need to go back to work, okay, or else it will affect their family, it will affect their career, it will affect their like business or whatsoever, okay. Alright, and people need to go back is because there's this Japanese lady, okay, that speaks a bit of Mandarin. Alright, it was quite in a way a scene also for her, because it's like, you know, now she was figuring, it's like, what is she going to do? Because like I think probably she goes there on her own.
Yeah, she's a solo
backpacking or
traveler.
whatever. She's a solo traveler, and it will involve. And to be honest with you, okay, Emirates do not provide accommodations. Okay, why I say Egypt hosted is like our dear tour business partner over here. He actually helped us to arrange all this without cost. I mean, he absorbed the cost. I'm sure there's cost, but I insist to pay back. But no. He insists to give us accommodation. But imagine all these solo travelers and all that, okay, or backpackers, all right? It will be a pain in the ass for them, okay? That's why it was such a big hoo-ha. And it's not delayed for a few hours, nor it's delayed for a night. Right, majority of the people are delayed for 3 nights.
That's right. That was the default answer. Then of course they tried to put people on various earlier flights and all that.
Yeah.
Which is part and parcel of how the airline works. Yeah, and so you know, there was a scene building up here. There, it wasn't throughout, but it was chaotic overall.
Yes.
And it was a very interesting a lesson and example.
Yeah.
Also in how we handle it ourselves. Like for me, I always one of the things that always it's a test for me is that I always plan things in my head, right? So I have a certain vision of what I am planning to do in the flight, you know, and even to some
We have. All 3 of us have. He already planned what movie to
exactly.
watch.
We have cup noodles.
Yes, we want to eat cup noodles on flight.
Yeah, but my personal lessons, I always have this, you know, vision of how things would go, right? And my lesson, my test still goes back to how do I release it and basically just flow. Right, so I was aware of that, and I also, you know, was using it as an anchor point. Not so much in trying to understand the chaos, because there wasn't much to understand. It just was like that.
Yes.
And then you just needed to take action to make sure you were in the queue, to check your flight booking and try to get the flight bookings sorted out ASAP. But again,
There's no queue.
Yeah, there's no queue.
there's
at
no
all.
queue. Everybody's just crowding around the counter, and at the same time, it's also understandable that the airline and even the airport, when most people at the counter really don't know what to do as well, because no one knows how long the closure will be, and no one even really knows when the next flight can resume.
Yeah, and I would have to say that I'm glad, okay, like for once, okay, I can really be at a very calm state to observe, to see, and yet even to share, as in like in a way, like how we should be embracing this moment, okay, how we should just go with the flow of this moment. And I already started to plan. I said, oh, we have 3 days, 3 nights here. What's next? All right. So that was a first great realizations. Okay, like how to be grateful. Okay, right. Comparing myself, okay, to some of the people there at that moment who is affected by this change itself.
Yeah.
Right. How grateful we are that we are not bounded by routine jobs. We are not bounded to report back to work. We are not bounded by like no way, or responsibilities of like no way getting back to our homeland on time specifically, okay, that we can really go with the flow. And that is something that I am truly grateful for. Okay, I'm not to say that we are like no living in a very I would say like no financially like wow we are so lavish or whatever. Right, I'm still traveling business class, mind you. Okay, I'm still traveling economy class, again, mind you, and we choose to do that because it's like I believe that I always tell you, it's like, does it mean that we can't afford business class? No, okay, we can, all right. But the thing is, we choose not to because I don't have to, right? Because everything is like we have our time to relax, okay. We have our time to like really like enjoy ourselves, okay, on flight and all these things as well. So I have a lot of all these realizations that comes to me, and then of course yesterday we planned, and I'm so thankful for this so-called major change.
Yeah.
Right, because yesterday I think I've experienced one part of Egypt, the heart of it, okay, that I've never experienced before, okay, at this bazaar,
That's
that
right.
Khan al-Khalili.
Khan al-Khalili. And before we go into that, I just also wanted to add that because I have in this year experienced a major shift in my my work commitments, right? So I've gone from full-time transitioning from more of an artist, radio DJ sort of a lifestyle, and then this year I completely switched and I went to focus in on Chinese Metaphysics full time, right? And because of that, I am in control now of my schedule, mostly, right?
Yes.
90% at least, right?
The only person that's controlling his schedule is me. He's trying to say that.
Yes.
Okay, so I help you.
To be honest, right? There is obviously still, when you belong to a company, even though the company is your dearest company, you still have to, of course, conform to certain plans or spontaneous plans. But and I did not feel like the restriction, the loss of power and control when you know that you have to rush back for something. You know, so that was a lot of freedom, right, that I felt. But I could also then, right, commiserate. I could feel for those people who had, because Jessie also mentioned, you know, maybe some people have important meetings to return to. Maybe they have to return to sign some important contract or something like that. So you can see that when you are in a life that basically is freer, right? So that feeling is priceless.
Yeah, and I believe that there's also our purpose. The sole purpose is to free ourselves, the ultimate freedom. Okay, so it's not a one day thing you can achieve. Okay, I have been working on this for God knows how long. Okay, you have known me long enough. Okay, how I struggle, right? In a lot of things that I choose, okay, to put myself into relationships, commitments, okay, right? In a way, in careers and all that. So over time itself, I believe that again now I can say and I can assure. That's why I'm sharing all these breakthrough workshops and other things, because by now I realize that if we want to work towards that, we can all be free. We can all go through and make those breakthroughs and eventually free our soul. And once we achieve that, I would say it is the most liberating thing, that I would say that we can achieve in this lifetime.
And it's a step-by-step process. Right, really depending on where one is in terms of the lifestyle and in terms of the career and all that. But it's liberating. That was the word I was actually looking for.
Alright.
And shall we go through some of this?
Yes, please.
Why? Because there are a couple of pertinent questions before I get to the market, right? So Jennifer asked before we actually spoke about this, the solo traveler who was booked on the same flight as us, which was cancelled. She looked like she was traveling alone. Right? Jen asked, is Egypt safe for a solo female traveler?
I will want to say that it is safe, but depending on where you are going, because I know that there's a lot of cross borders, means that from one city to another city, there's a lot of securities. I wouldn't say that it would not be safe. Probably it will be tedious. There will be a lot of things that you need to do, right? Comparatively, preparations, documentations, and all that. So if you have a tour agency, it will be easier. But in Cairo itself, from what I feel yesterday, right, going out on our own, I would say daytime itself, I don't think it's a problem for like solo traveler, as long as in a way we are dressed decently, not too much of like exposures or whatever. I think it should be fine. Except probably at night.
Correct. And I think it really depends on whether one is generally a confident person, right? And of course, not being fearful, I think really helps overall, right? Because you only attract what you feel, right? So I think that's very important as well, because as long as you are willing to speak, vocalize, and also stand up for yourself, because a lot of people will ask you for a lot of things. Right? So that's part of the test.
But don't get us wrong, I feel that their energy there is like very, very, very nice. They're just trying, and then I maybe realize as well, as in like, everyone is trying, We are in a world, We are on Earth, We are on this Earth, A planet of attachments, Everyone is trying to do better, to get better, to get more, I would say, like money, right? And I appreciate all these people who try. To me, it's always better that a person who tried rather than not trying. Alright, imagine you walk into a shop where the salesperson just sit there ignoring you, alright, compared to a person that will reach all the way out to you, trying, to get you or to show you something, hopefully that you can get something or buy something for them. So I really appreciate this energy that these people are trying, because that's what we need, alright? Even though they know, right, the chances is very high that they'll get turned down, People will ignore them, people will turn them down, people will just like, in a way, probably at times even snobbishly looking away. right? But they still try, okay, with their heart, and that's something I really, really appreciate.
Yeah, so we saw this mostly play out in action at Khan Al Khalili.
Oh yes.
Right, of course, Melvi already commented
Yes,
here.
yes.
Yes, I love Khan Al Khalili too. The people are amazing and the atmosphere is bustling.
Yes, truly agree. They are amazing. All right. In fact, we have like
Fun.
Nicole had a video, okay, on that, and we will
vlog,
share it on my Telegram soon. I have a lot of realizations there. The energy is bustling. Okay, this is not really what we call the divine energy, but divine. This is like energy, human energy. All right, how they are trying, how they are happily in a way doing whatever that they are doing. All right, so it's something that I realized that the warmth, okay, I find at Khan Al Khalili, besides the weather lah.
Which we are grateful because after having gone internal, right, to the upper Egypt, they call it Aswan and Luxor. Cairo is,
I mean, the first part of
not
the
as
trip,
hot.
the first part of the trip, people thought that we are Japanese, okay? They're like, oh, Japanese, okay? They try to speak Japanese to us, or ni hao, or maybe we are Chinese, konnichiwa, and all that. But yesterday, we had people trying to speak Indonesian with us.
Yeah.
They thought it's like, oh, are you coming from Indonesia? I think it tells a lot of like how much tanner we become.
So
Yeah.
the marketplace, right, which by the way like opens what I think it's 9-10 a.m. all the way to
12 a.m. or 1 a.m.
12 or 1 a.m.
It's crazy.
And then we were returning
Seriously.
yesterday. We were returning at 9:30, 10, right, and there was like traffic everywhere. And then the driver was excitedly telling us, that the marketplace was still bustling. And true enough, you look over and everybody
And
is
we
still
have
there.
videos for that.
We've
We
got
will
videos,
share
yeah.
all this on our telegrams.
Yeah.
Okay, it's amazing, amazing energy there.
Mhm.
Alright. So yeah, I have a lot of all these realizations. Okay, I mean I'm very glad. Okay, I can in a way go through the test of the divine, the test of the universe. Okay, by like releasing control, accepting the flow. Okay, embracing what happens. Okay, allow it to happen and flow with it, and yet at the same time enjoy every moment and every process of it. In
Yes.
fact, I was so excited that I even planned for tonight as well. Okay, we're supposed to go to have an out cruise, and we're supposed to enjoy some show. We're supposed, in a way, walking out to take our Uber, okay, to a one of the greatest mall in Egypt. Okay, but yeah, then we got like a message from our tour agents that our flight is confirmed for tonight. Alright, so I guess it's like once we pass the test, everything will flow back to so-called normal. Alright, so all these things happen is just as a test for us. And I guess this one, Nicole can really agrees to it. Okay, she has a major test. I think more than two of us.
I feel like I have a lot of major tests here in Egypt. Except for the airport part, also the bastard part. If you saw my mom's Facebook post and her, like I am always very connected to bastard. Also, people say sometimes I get friends who say I look like a cat, and then my energy, the ungroundedness, the inconsistency of bastard, and of course, coming here to Egypt, I was looking forward to visit some bastard temple, but of course not in itinerary.
There's
So
no bastard temple in our itinerary. She got.
so some of the temples also I don't see cats until we went to Isis temple the other day. If you see on her Facebook post where there's this very beautiful, unique cat. Like I've always liked black cat or darker shades cat, and it was black lah, but I think it's grayish black. And then it has like yin yang eyes. One of the eyes is yellow and blue, and it's very unique to be seeing such unique cat here. So like I didn't expect to be seeing such a beautiful cat until it's my lock screen now. Because like if you follow my mom's Facebook, I did a modeling job previously where she posted where she like edited me and a bass together with yellow eyes, and on that day itself I was wearing a tiger cat shirt which has blue eyes. So I was very shocked, of course I'm very stunned and like wow, like this is miracle. That's why I set it to my lock screen, and also realized a lot of like my mom said there must be reason, everything happens for a reason. So I researched a lot of bastard and maybe to learn more about her, what is her purpose of life, and like what is her fate, what is my fate to like being so connected to her. Sorry if my English is a bit broken.
Don't worry, okay. Equal mother, equal daughter. Okay, my English is not that great either, but I always say it's okay. You speak from your heart, people will understand you.
So that is my first lesson. Like okay, so I am. It's an affirmation that I am okay connected to bastard. So I really have to learn more about her and to understand more. about Bastard and my fate in life and the purpose of me being in Asia and seeing that beautiful cat. And then the bigger lesson is, of course, a few days ago, I had a job. I had a job offer, a major one, a big one that is quite big to me, and I was very, very excited because the job is initially on 18, which we are supposed to be in KL already even now. So of course I was confidently like taking the job until when we were at the airport like a few days ago or yesterday, and then it was very chaotic, and then I heard that the flight was cancelled. I was very shocked and stunned, and I was of course very kanchiong. I started to lose myself, like trying to find out what happened maybe. And then my mom said that maybe the flight that they scheduled for us won't be that long, until the announcement was 3 nights, and I was crazy. Like I just lost myself. I was trying very hard. Of course, we tried to go to the ticket counter and request for earlier flight. We tried all our ways. We tried with the tour guide and call into Emirates.
She tried. She do it or she just asked me, "Is like, Mom, can I just try? Can I just?" I said, "By all means, go and try."
It's like it's the opportunity that I have to try and try to not lose it because it's really big for me. Like it's an experience that. So of course I felt very lost because it's like everything to me, and now it's just losing it. I'm losing control. I don't have this job. What am I gonna do? Like maybe like half of the people emotions there, and I just realized that maybe it's my attachment issue to all these jobs. Like my mom said that it's not a good, job to like always depend on it because I'm just waiting for luck to come. So that's my realization of like it's not up to me to choose right for the job. So there goes my luck. It's like vanished, and I'm just stunned, and I lost myself. I'm like, okay, I should reflect more. Maybe it's a task for me to accept what it is and maybe let go of this job. Maybe a better one will come, and to trust in what God has on high for us. Okay, and then so I tried to let go. Of course, the first night I was still very down and like, oh my God, what kind of miracle is this? Like, what happened? What happened? We were supposed to be in KL already because they said it's the first time also that the sandstorm in Dubai, and it's not a very often thing. So, and then until today, I didn't really feel much and stopped thinking about the job already, and I really learned to accept. So like, it's fine. Maybe a better one will come, or just let it be. Maybe it's not meant to be, and everything happens for a reason. Until we walk out to the mall, and then we got the notification, and we were like, oh my God, do we have a chance? So
Yeah.
it's a miracle for now. Okay, maybe there will be more.
Yeah, as I tell her, okay, don't get too excited yet. If you have not truly learned your lesson, there could be another delay, right?
So far we're still in Cairo.
Yeah, we're still in Cairo, you never know, alright? But the thing is like, okay, she realized immediately after that, it's like, Mom, can you believe it? That 1 hour ago, I just texted my friend as in like, I totally let go. It's like, no, I won't be able to get a job already, okay? So it's like, I release and I accept it and embrace it 1 hour ago, and after that, we got a message.
Yeah, because we were supposed to
got the
meet, me and my
flights.
friend, we had the same job, so we were accepted. So I told her, oh, we're gonna meet on the 18th, and I was like, oh, I don't think we're gonna meet. Good luck. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Right. A lot of supportive chits on the channel.
Oh.
Melanie says, so proud of you, Nicole. Wishing you all the best with future undertakings. Jennifer,
Thank you.
Agnes, English perfect.
Thank you so much, everyone. We
and
all tried
she-
our best.
Jen, you also nicely said, if the job is meant for you, you will get it no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, which is a lesson that I think all of us go through at some
Yes.
point of our lives. Isn't
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like at times, like I think it's like practical lessons like this is the best for us, because at times, like theoretically, I always find that this realizations is easy. Like theoretically, we know these things, we know the things, but when actually happen to us physically,
You can-
okay, right, then it might be a totally
Yes,
different.
even
yeah.
if consciously you tell yourself it doesn't really matter,
Yeah, your heart.
right? That's right. There's the inner knowing. Chung Min Yong also had. You have
Yeah.
tried your best, and best arrangement will come. Trust.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I mean, I realized that although this delay for a few days itself, okay, it gives us again another deeper layer of a lot of like lessons and breakthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm truly appreciative for that.
That's right. Lana Tan says, accept what is and manage it best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Great. All right. So they say it's like. You say it's like same baju, okay? Yeah, we are supposed to twin. We are supposed same pants again, same baju. We are supposed to actually do a twinning to the mall
To the
today.
mall, yeah.
Yeah, okay, but I
And
guess
here there's some,
things just
It's
change.
like some
Alright.
people talking about wow, sisters are
Sisters.
and
So sweet.
so cute. I
Okay.
see siblings. That's
Yeah.
Chris. Thanks for the cute little messages. I
Okay.
also wanted to share because Jessie was talking about the marketplace yesterday, right? Khan Al Khalili, and it's all bustling and everything. And I went there with knowingness that I have a couple of major lessons to really still break through, right? And I was like, okay, this is, I'm going to be open-hearted about this because shopping is usually not my thing, but experience is different, especially when you have a different experience. So I was like, okay, this is nice. And then after that, lo and behold, it got even more crowded as we went into some certain streets. And then after that, I really honestly felt my gut up, right? So that's when you have this like defense mechanism. All I need to do is to follow the two of them because they're walking in front, make sure everybody is safe. And because I had that going into the crowded areas, right? So I couldn't experience the magic that Jessie was referring to. Mostly, even though she at points throughout our journey in the busy market, which was quite long,
Very long.
It was long. And she mentioned a couple of times, like, wow, this is so amazing and everything. And my conscious self said, yes, because everybody's trying hard, everybody is so energetic, right? You could really feel the warmth and the fire energy, right, burning through everything, right? But I couldn't connect to it, right, that much. I did consciously try to overpower it, right? Because again, I already had this like almost like a barrier, right, created around me just to work through the crowds, right? And also in a way I was also thinking this the first time, safety pops into my mind and everything. So that really is a really important lesson as well, that when you are closed up in terms of your energy, then you also block out what is good as well. You're unable to tap and channel through to the amazing light, for example, the love, the overall vibrancy, and so on, right? And that was a very important key lesson for me as well.
But I have to say, the second part, you actually connected well into it already.
Yeah. Also because again, this is a very, very interesting study in attraction, isn't it? Because I was like, I had my guard up first time in this place, overall very busy area, right? And true enough, there was an incident that was prevented, right, where there was somebody actually who was tailing Jessie and also Nicole, right? And this person didn't know I was with them because I was just slightly behind, and I felt like very difficult to keep up with the two of them because this person kept intercepting us, and I was like, okay, yeah, all right, never mind, right? That's what you have to deal with at a marketplace. But after that, it became very clear that the person had other intentions, right? And I was looking for an opportunity to maybe pickpocket or open the bag or whatever. And true enough, once I had established that was indeed the case, it was very clear as well. Then I, of course, warned Jessie because this is the first time I spoke up while the person was around, and it was quite a long time. It was at least half an hour to about 1 hour. And then, of course, the person disappeared, right? Knowing that actually I do know the two of them, right? So I also feel that perhaps maybe that was also, and again, it's an experience for me. It's also something that could have been attracted because I went through the busy area with this guard of safety and protection, right? And the universe then gave me back this incident to prove that I was right. So I'm curious as to see whether if I was just as open as, say, the two of them, going into the heart of the busy marketplace, it may have been different. The outcome may have been different.
I will just say is that, it's not necessarily right because at the end of the day nothing happens, okay? But it's always good to have a bit of our conscious level up, alright? Because that's how we're still living in the world, okay, of like very, very realistic, like earthly world of yin and yang, alright? So things happen. So it's good to, in a way, like have a bit of like awareness, okay, to safeguard ourselves. But at the same time, I guess the balance is also at the same time, do not let this awareness covers us entirely.
Which is always a
yeah,
balancing
okay, that's
point.
why we talk about the balancing. And for me, it's like for once, okay, I go through the street, I can really feel the energy, and I can feel that after that later on, you can also start feeling those energy. People start greetings, okay? People try as in like a lot of things. It's like come to my shop, see my things, or even some people will exactly maybe say to your face as in like, oh, how can I make your money today? Example, okay, really. But I appreciate it because it's like they are being upfront, okay? They will just say things like, oh, give me a chance, okay? It's free, just come, you just have a look, okay? Just give me a chance to show things to you. And I appreciate this energy, okay? But they are not being like pushy, okay? Right? Because if we just nicely, okay, politely and just tell them no, they will just say, okay, good day.
Yeah,
all
and
right?
it's also, you know, like Jennifer, Agnes, and all that who are coming who've never been to Egypt, right? That's also something you need to be very clear about, saying no. You know, and when you say no, that a lot of times after the attempt, right? I know there was one point, Nicole took a picture of a cat, and the cat was just there, and the so-called shopkeeper said $10 for the picture, right? And I was like, I immediately shot the person because we have been talking about other things already with his colleague in his shop, or I don't know if they just know each other or they are whatever. And then I just shot this person a fierce look and he said, no, just joking, you know. So you will get those type of attempts.
Yeah.
And the tries to basically get you to pay for something.
Yes, but
you know?
I mean, as I say, okay, after reflected on it, I appreciate this attempt. At least your attempt is better than not attempting. It's just part and parcel of life. In everything that we do, try, okay, at least do it. I mean, if you're good enough, you're lucky enough, you get it. If you don't have, it's okay, all right, because they are not pushy, they are not forcing, okay, and I like that energy. In fact, I feel that, okay, probably in us itself, right, okay, we have to remind ourselves and to ask ourselves, is like, do we constantly hold this energy, or have we given up even way before trying? I believe that that's a very important energy for us to have. Alright?
Yeah.
So
Michelle says safety comes first.
oh yes, that's true. Okay, that's very, very important.
That's
Chong Yong say Alan already asked whether we need to prepare for delays as well. Just make sure we have sufficient insurance to cover. Yes, insurance coverage is very important, alright? But I mean, to be very honest, okay, Mayo, I do not know. Okay? But I realize one thing, as in like whatever happens now, okay, right? I'm not taking this as an excuse that, oh, we just don't have to do anything and let things to just happen. We do our best, but also remember to embrace, okay, whatever that will happen for us, because I believe that, I mean, I'm very, very thankful for this delay of 2 days, because if not because of it, I wouldn't be able to experience staying next to the Nile, okay? I wouldn't be able to experience the warmness of the people in Egypt, okay? Khan al-Khalili, okay? It's a very, very, I would say, vibrant place. I would say that those of you who are joining us in November, it's not part of the trip, okay, because we have the divine energy things to tap into, but I would really believe that it would be good if you can extend 1 day at least, okay, in Cairo to experience this bazaar or this market. All right, I really encourage that. All right, so I always say that spirituality is not just being like, stuck ourselves in a private temple or stay ourselves in the pyramid and then and pretend all holy. That's not spirituality to me. It's like, to me, it's like the first step into spirituality is be human, right? Be the best versions of the human as much as you can, and eventually our spiritual path will unfold. All right, I always believe in that. Alright, so yeah, anything else that you want to add on?
Yeah, so overall it's flow, it's also presence, right? It's being in the present, as they always say. That's always a very fundamental, in a way, like law of existence, you know, we talk about, right? Because if you're always worried about the past or if you're the future, right, then you lose that connection with what's happening in the moment. And the moment is the most precious of every single moment.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's about it. Right. Let's not take too much of your time. I know that it's like dinner time over there in Malaysia. Okay, for all of you, thank you so much, okay, for being with us throughout the journey. Right. I really hope that we are signing off for good this round from Egypt. Right.
For August.
I really hope that this is really the grand finale, okay, from Egypt for this chapter. We will be back in November, okay. Yes, the divine, you can embrace us back, alright, okay, in November itself, okay, but okay, I know this is our home, okay, for the soul. I have to embrace that, I have to accept that. And yeah, we have to go back to our physical home as well. Alright, so thank you so much to all of you.
Thank you so much.
For your support, for your love, okay, for your blessings, okay, and all the wishes. Alright, it really means a lot to us. And yeah, okay, take care.
Okay.
Right, bye-bye to all of you.
Bye-bye.
Alright, yeah.
Good night.
Amy
Alright.
here is like, okay, have a lovely afternoon.
Thanks.
Happy to see three of you are coming back soon. Yeah,
Thank you,
hopefully
May. Thank
we are
you,
really coming back
Michelle,
soon.
Mel.
Okay, thank you so
Lee
much.
Young, Andrew, thanks for the hello as well. Just quickly say.
Yeah, okay, on that
Yeah,
page
that's right.
itself, okay,
Yes.
you see Felicia there, okay, Susim, okay, but Susim say safe trip and thanks for sharing, thank you so much,
Thank you,
alright,
thank you.
so we'll see all of you, okay, very very soon, okay, back home, alright, okay, bye bye,
Bye.
good night.